So often as I do as an England fan, I'm going to give some player ratings for the England players versus Italy in their very close win. The big downsides in this game were probably more team structures rather than individual performances. So actually I think the individual scores are probably a bit higher than the scoreline reflects in the game. So let me know if you think that is fair or not. So let's get into it. This video supported by Lifting Giants, and Marler at Loosehead had to start for me and had a brilliant game. Played 75 minutes. For a big veteran like that, I thought his fitness was amazing. Really impressed me. He's massive, he's strong, he put in some huge hits. He's not going to be the quickest round the park, but he definitely tidied up some loose ball, which helps being big and strong and a rock in the scrum. Couldn't do much better. 7, maybe 8. Let's give him an 8 because he's a veteran. Jamie George, probably a typical Jamie George game really. Technically, very good. Line-out throws, superb. We know he's probably one of the best, if not the best, line-out thrower in the world. But he's not high-end power, he's not high-end speed, so around the park he's only going to have a limited amount of impact, although he does little wrong, so not quite sure what to score him, maybe a 6. Will Stewart got the start at tight head. We know this is a massive problem area for England, and for me, he just looks a bit out of his depth. He did get one scrum penalty, but around the park I think he gets dominated in the hit. Cole came on, we'll come to him as well, but it is a problem position, giving him a 4. Let me know if you think he's better than that. The second rows I thought did pretty well. The line out went fairly well. An early penalty for Itoje, but then some really good work in all areas. So I think I'd give him a solid 6. Same with Chesham, had a decent impact in the game, did some good stuff, but then he did have that huge defensive blunder for the Garbisi try. So down to a 5. Then on to one of the debutants, Roots, and he had a fantastic game. I was a little uneasy with his selection because he's kind of a Kiwi parachuted in, but hey, you can't knock it. He played a fantastic game, especially for a newbie to internationals. He carried very strong, got over the gain line, tackled like an absolute train, looked keen for work, looked fit, looked like an out-and-out 6. Brilliant debut at blindside, give him a 9. I don't think he did anything wrong. Sam Underhill at 7 I thought was fine. He carried pretty well. He tried to get over the ball. Not a standout for him. Maybe a 6 there. Ben Earl, I think he was fast. He was powerful. He definitely slipped past the first tackler. Maybe didn't make the breaks we have seen in the World Cup, but he certainly looked dangerous. So I'm giving him a 7. And a quick word for our sponsor, Lifting Giants. You might have seen my interview with the inventor of these unique lifting blocks, Luke. They're a revolutionary design, the only ones that are really ergonomically designed to fit in your hands. 10% off if you use the code RugbyAnalyst10 in this Six Nations, link in the description below. Starting scrum half Alex Mitchell had an accurate game. Good kicks, good passes, and of course the match-winning individual effort where he bumped off the ground, stretched over for that try, so 7 for him. George Ford showed some really good hands. The attacking shape didn't get going to start with in the first half, but it got better. Of course, he's going to be a bit of a liability in defence, and he doesn't really carry that running attack, so I can only really give him a 6, I think. Daly, like in the World Cup, tackled pretty well, chased pretty hard, also some nice passes, but he just doesn't have the pace that he used to. It looks like this level is over for him. His time is over, especially on the wing, and that silly trip for the yellow card definitely spoiled his mark sheet as well, so I think a 5 for Elliot Daly. In contrast to Ethan Roots, Fraser Dingwall's debut wasn't the best, pretty anonymous, was okay I guess in certain areas, but didn't have an impact, didn't make breaks, badly handed off and outpaced by Monty Ioane right at the end, so a 4 for him. Henry Slade was definitely the pick of the England centres, probably looking to create a bit too much, and there's not a lot around him apart from Tommy Freeman, so he didn't look the best in the first half, but he grew into the game. Massive tackles, clearly told to shoot up on the outside, make some big hits, which he did. He looks just as quick as he ever does. His kicking was brilliant. They used him to kick to touch. He needs a danger man around him to be his best, but I think even then I'd give him an 8. Tommy Freeman, brilliant game for Tommy Freeman, best for England by miles. The outstanding starting back, strong, quick, big tackles, great all-round skills. He is the man who has to stay somewhere in this team, be it wing, be it fullback, be it in the centres, anywhere he's got to play. Then Freddie Stewart. It's a tricky one. His skills are fine. He tried to hit the line. He made his catches. He didn't do a lot wrong. It's just he's too slow. That's just it. I love this guy's attitude. I'm not sure what else he could do, but when he's on the turn, you know, he's just poor getting back. He's limited by his pace to his attacking skill. So a 6, is that fair? I don't know. On to the subs, and Beno Urbano, it's a bit harsh, but his only action in his 5 minutes was really to give away the scrum penalty when England were just 5 metres out from the Italian try line and Italy go the length and score. Harsh, but I guess you got to give him a 1. Dan, again 5 minutes, but did add pace to the game. Definitely some good line-outs as well, so maybe a 6. It's hard to score highly in 5 minutes, of course. Dan Cole, he was there. 4. Alex Coles, I didn't notice him enough to give him a score. Cunningham South, I definitely noticed him enough. Athletic ability is outstanding. He's big, he's tall, he's quick, he hits hard, and I like the fact he came on at 7. That was interesting. With Roots playing so well, I guess you wouldn't take him off anyway. So as a big 7, that's a really interesting option. When England were a little small to start with in the back row, maybe him in the back row is a good fit. Finn Smith had a very little bit of time. His one attack, he kind of got caught a bit, but I don't know, 5. Kerr didn't really have a particular impact, 5. Faye Wabusu definitely brought a little bit of power on that short amount of time he had, 6, and he's definitely just shown us what he can bring. So those are my scores. Let me know where you deviate. If it's just a point or 2, don't worry about it. But if you think I've got it massively wrong, let me know. Love to know your scores, and I'll catch you next time.